Good morning once again to More Beyond Farms, where we bring the knowledge of science to your farm. In today's video, we are going to talk about body conformation score in rabbit, which is also known as body condition score. So in rabbit production, body conformation score refers to the body fats and muscles reserved in the doe based on palpation and basically based on visual inspection. So when I talk about palpation refers to feeling the animal. Now this is the doe. You feel it, you inspect it in such a way that you will be able to find what we call body conformation score. So body conformation score is an important management tool because body conditions directly affect the reproductive performance, the growth, the health, longevity, and overall productivity of the doe. So when you look at this doe, it has given birth to about 3 times now, and I have to estimate its body condition score or body conformation score to find out whether it is in the right condition to be crossed again, or I need to wait for some time to give it special attention before I can proceed with the next mating. So body condition score or body conformation score basically is a scale of 1 to 5. So as a breeder, you are going to rank your doe from a scale of 1 to 5, with 1 being the lowest and 5 being the highest. So if you palpate the animal, that is, if you observe the animal based on certain standard that I am yet to discuss, and you give your rabbit 1, it means that the rabbit is very thin, and you can identify that by checking the backbone of the rabbit, as well as the ribs and also the hip bone. There are 2 bones at the hip here, the back. You check it whether you can easily felt it. If you can easily felt those bones, the backbone, the ribs, and then the hip bone, then you can score that doe as 1. And if you give it 1, it means the doe is very thin with little muscles or fat deposited in it. When you give the doe 2, it means when you inspected those 3 bones, that is the backbone, the hip, the ribs bone, and then the hip bone at the back here, you gave the doe 2 because those bones were not easily felt, and that they were covered by some little amount of fat or muscles, as well as the hair, obviously, so you couldn't felt it well. However, when you give it 3 is the ideal good condition of the doe, and in that condition, the backbone and the rib bones can be felt with slight pressure but are not prominent. Muscles are well developed. So when you touch the backbone without any pressure, you cannot feel the backbone, as well as the hip bone and then the rib bone. Okay, so when you give the doe 3, it means the doe is in the ideal conditions without any loss of fat. Again, when you score the rabbit 4, it means that bone is the rabbit or the doe is overweight. The bones are difficult to feel because of excess fat, and the body appears rounded. So there are some does that even when you apply pressure at the back a little bit, it is difficult to even feel that there is a bone running at the back. Or when you feel the sideways, because of the accumulated fat, you cannot feel the ribs at the sides as well as the backbone. So in that case, you see your doe is overweight. So you score that doe 4. Then lastly, if you give the doe 5, it means the doe is overweight or obese, excessively fat deposited in it. So in this state, there is thick fat deposits around the neck, the shoulders and abdomen, and bones cannot be felt. So at the obese state, or when you score the doe 5, it means even when you apply pressure, excessive pressure, you cannot feel any bone in the doe. We know that basically rabbit has lower bone to meat ratio, but when your rabbit is obese, you cannot feel any bone when you touch it. That means that the muscles and the fat deposits are engulfed by the bone. So that is the body conformation score, which, as I said, is a scale of 1 to 5. So as a farmer, you have to palpate or visually observe your animal and score it, and that score will determine the condition or the conformation of your doe. What are some of the factors that are affecting body conformation score? So basically, it is affected by the nutrition and the feed quality that the doe is being fed on. If you are feeding your doe with only grains without pellets or any commercial formulated feed, then your doe will lose weight and to become thin or lean. The feed intake. If you feed your rabbit excessively, it can become obese. If you feed them less, it can also lose weight. So you have to proportionately give your rabbit the quantity that is required. The age of the rabbit also affects its body conformation score. Sometimes if your doe has given birth to so many times, 5, 6, 8 and upwards, you see that the doe will become so thin and lean, and its body conformation will be very low. Then again, the physiological status of the doe in terms of growth, pregnancy, and the pressure they go through lactation. Some does can also be diseased, and parasites or pathogens affect them, as well as their housing system and management practices, which affect the body conformation of your doe. So the ideal body condition or conformation for most breeding and commercial rabbits are 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5. So if you score your rabbit 1 or 2, it means your rabbit is thin or lean, and it means it cannot be used for crossing. On the other hand, if you score it 4 or 5, they are obese and it doesn't support pregnancy and lactation. So the ideal body conformation for those should be 3, with enough added composition of muscles and fats that will help the doe to conceive and give very productive kids. So in what way do we apply body conformation scores in rabbit breeding. So even though body conformation score is not usually a direct selection trait, it is a valuable indicator trait in breeding programs because it is usually associated with fertility, maternal ability, milk production, longevity, feed efficiency, and welfare. So the body conformation score of a rabbit determines its fertility or its longevity. If you have a doe which is all of a sudden growing lean and losing weight, and you can feel the backbone and then the ribs, it tells you that that doe is gradually dying off. So that is it for today's video. If today is your first time watching my videos, do not forget to subscribe to my channel for more information as we dive and bring the knowledge of science to your farm. Thank you, and see you in our next video.